Your Seattle Seahawks got multiple gifts this week. One was from inside the house, and the other one was from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What are those gifts? We'll get into those here in the video. But before I do that, we're in a week-long sub-battle right now for NFC West supremacy, and we're falling behind. The 49ers report already has 210 new subscribers this week. We're at 180. That's a great start. But we got to find a way to beat the 49ers report and show everyone here at Chat Sports that Seahawk fans are the best fans. So make sure you smash that subscribe button. So the gift from home, we're going to start off with DeMarcus Lawrence. And it's weird that I'm going to say that an injury is a gift, but I think for the most part, we have avoided a lot of the big issues that could have happened from Lawrence's thigh injury that he suffered against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, this tweet is coming from Brady Henderson. He is a beat reporter for your Seattle Seahawks. And while there was no practice report on Monday, we all know that Mike Macdonald is going to hold on to those. He is not going to release anything when it comes to injuries until he absolutely has to, and that's going to be on Wednesday nights. He did make it seem like Lawrence avoided any kind of serious injury. Does that mean that he won't be able to play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Not necessarily, but it does mean that you don't have to worry about Lawrence missing extended periods of time for your Seattle Seahawks. That is really good news. Really good news for the Seahawks because DeMarcus Lawrence has been playing extremely well, but he's also been a valuable voice in that locker room. You're seeing a lot more pass rush wins for Derick Hall, for Boye Mafe. Now, they haven't necessarily resulted in sacks, but what they have done is force passers out of the pocket. And DeMarcus Lawrence has done a great job of teaching those guys how to do that. Lawrence has turned into your big run stuffer on the edge. Again, the tackle numbers aren't great. The TFL numbers aren't great. But what you're not seeing are the things that he's doing that don't show up in the stat sheet. Lawrence is forcing the ball back inside. He's forcing the ball to his linebackers. He's forcing the ball to guys like Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy. Teams aren't able to run on the outside against him. You can't run a zone. You can't run a gap scheme because DeMarcus Lawrence has been, frankly, integral to this defense. You went and grabbed a guy who used to be a top pass rusher in the NFL, and now he has turned into one of the better run stoppers from the edge. Losing DeMarcus Lawrence isn't going to be something that, hey, it happens. Like, oh, it'll be fine. The world isn't falling. But it is a storm that I believe that you can weather. It is something that you should worry about for a couple weeks, but I think that he will be back and ready to go. Even if he doesn't miss this Bucs game. Let's say he's back and ready and in. I would expect him to be on a play count. I would expect you to see a lot of the other edge rushers on this depth chart to come in and get more time. I think you're going to see more Derick Hall. I think there's a chance that we might see Ivey for the very first time in the regular season. I think that you're going to see Boye Mafe maybe opposite Uchenna Nwosu, something that we haven't really seen. Mike Macdonald likes to keep them on the same side or, frankly, subbing in and out for each other. I think you're going to see a lot more opportunities for players further down on the depth chart to get more time. But I don't think that it's going to be crushing. This is one of the more deep positions that you have. And frankly, I think it would be okay if Lawrence missed a game or two for the longevity of his season. Seattle needs DeMarcus Lawrence if they're going to be the best defense that they can possibly be. So just take your time. Come back nice and easy. You're going to be okay. It's a short-term concern. It's not going to be a long-term concern, and I love that. How worried are you right now? If I had to go in and rank DeMarcus Lawrence's injury, I'd put myself at about a 5. Yeah, I don't feel great about it. It's a thigh injury, but I think he'll be okay in the long run. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Now, you got a gift from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and frankly, I feel weird saying that you got a gift from them for what I'm about to talk about. But before I do that, I got to talk to you about today's proud sponsor. That is PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on any 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you can cash in. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. PrizePicks is the best way to win cash this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones are overhyped? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on PrizePicks. On a Sunday, I have made a 3-pick power play. Jordan Mason, less than 73.5 rushing yards. Daniel Jones, more than 224.5 passing yards. Jackson Dart, I'm buying the hype, more than 183.5 passing yards. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. 700 yards would be a bit ridiculous. Now, I did say there were multiple gifts here for your Seattle Seahawks. I feel weird about saying this one, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are really injured right now, especially on their offense. And that is a gift for your Seattle Seahawks. We do not root for injuries here on Seahawks Today, but I would be remiss to not say that the Bucs not having Bucky Irving able to go in this game at their running back position isn't something that the Seattle Seahawks can take advantage of. Now, at the time of this recording, Bucky Irving is still waiting to hear back on the MRI that he is going to have taken on his ankle, it sounds like. This is coming from Rick Stroud. He's one of the beat reporters of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And head coach Todd Bowles over there mentioned, hey, there's a crew of guys. They're going to get MRIs. He was asked if Bucky Irving was going to be one of them. Yeah, he is one of them. That's a direct quote. So I don't want to speculate. I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the room. I don't look at the MRI. Frankly, if I did look at the MRI, I wouldn't know what that means. I wouldn't know what to tell you. Hey, this is torn. This is bad, blah, 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 right? There is a video right now floating around on social media where Bucky Irving clearly gets rolled up on by an Eagles player doing a hip drop tackle. Weird, I thought that was an illegal tackle. Don't get called on it anyways. Here's the deal. It looks bad. It doesn't look good. Bucky Irving still was able to move around on it. He was running around on it. I do believe he even came back into this game. So is it a high ankle sprain? Is it something slightly worse? We'll find out from the MRI. If it is a high ankle sprain, I think there's a pretty good chance that the Buccaneers do not have their top rusher going into that game on Sunday. Bucky Irving, again, one of those guys out of Oregon. He does a lot of things really well. He's not going to jump off the page when it comes to his rushing numbers or his receiving numbers, but when you dive into his full games, when you watch him actually go out there, run around, make plays, Bucky Irving's a really good player. Right now, he's averaging 3.3 yards a carry. Well, guess what? That number is going to go up as Tristan Wirfs works his way back in and gets more time. Again, he was a big player in that game against the Eagles because he doesn't give up. Bucky Irving is one of those guys, just like Baker Mayfield. He's a little bit undersized. He was a guy that wasn't highly recruited, ended up transferring over to Oregon and becoming a big player there. But then he was still passed over by multiple teams in the draft. He's an angry guy. He's a guy that wants to run the football well. He is your leading rusher for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've got the top 3 guys for the Bucs right now in rushing up on that screen. You'll notice the backup running back isn't the guy who's in second place. It is Baker Mayfield. So they've been relying a lot on Bucky and a little bit on Baker's legs, and then every once in a while Rachaad White will come in and run the football. After Rachaad White, the next leading rusher, it's Emeka Egbuka, and he's at like 9 yards on the year. So if you lose Bucky Irving, you're now leaning on a running back that, frankly, you haven't given a lot of trust into, or you're saying, hey, our leading rusher going into this game is going to be Baker Mayfield when he has to go into those backyard football type of plays, running around and just making something happen. This is a dangerous spot for you offensively for the Buccaneers. Not because I say that the Seahawks can completely write off the rushing attack. That would be foolhardy. But you're not going to get the best version of it from the Bucs. So, are you able to sit back in coverage? How do you attack this team? It opens some things up for you defensively. Then you dive into the fact that this guy's already out. Probably the best receiver since he's come into the league, Mike Evans. He's not going to go in this game. I'm taking a bold stance right now. I don't see him playing. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. So you're down probably your best 2 weapons for Baker Mayfield, or you could say 2 out of the 3 with Emeka Egbuka really jumping onto the scene. That means that Baker Mayfield has to stand up and be the reason why you win. Tampa Bay is banking on Baker, easy for me to say, to be Superman, to be the hero. Is he going to be able to play hero ball and win this football game for you? I mean, shoot, he almost got there with the Philadelphia Eagles game, but he ended up coming up short. The Seahawks defense can now focus on that passing attack. What different blitz schemes are they going to be able to draw up? On most teams, you're able to get to that quarterback simply just by rushing your 4 guys. Well, if I don't have to worry about the rushing attack, maybe I throw in some more exotic blitzes if I'm Mike McDonald to kind of mess with Baker. Throw some things into his head. See if you can't get him to turn the football over. You've done a great job on your side the last 3 games, forcing at least two turnovers in each game. Why couldn't you do the same thing? Why couldn't you do the same thing to Baker? He's shown that he's willing to throw interceptions. Go take advantage of it. Again, I feel weird saying this. I don't like being excited about injuries. I don't feel good about it. But when you're coming into a matchup on a Week 5 game that both teams are 3-1, clearly Tampa Bay and Seattle is going to be in the hunt for the playoffs. A team that they could be the reason why you don't make a wild card spot. I love this for this Week 5 matchup. It is a pivotal Week 5 matchup. You need to rock October. That means you got to win multiple games, and frankly, if you could go 4-0 in October, that would be pretty darn swell for your Seahawks. This gift of Bucky Irving and Mike Evans not being able to play has been huge for your Seahawks. You did the hard part. You stayed till the end of the video. Make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button. We got Seahawks videos coming out every single day. Until next time, I'll see you later.